Hey guys, welcome back to Jack's Tan Driveway. Today, Colorado is under the knife. We're going to be putting on some rough country e-boards on here because we got tired of the old ones that were hanging down so low. We got multiple comments and we've experienced that they hung down too low for the off-roading that we do in this thing. They were nice, they helped us get in, and it protected the side from door dings, but we're ready to get something new, get some better clearance, and we still need the steps because my grandma needs to get in here, and we might be adding a small body lift here in the future so we can get some bigger tires on here. And so we might be getting quite a few videos of this thing here in the near future. But anyway, let's go ahead and start installing the e-boards. The first thing we've done after we took off the old ones is we painted the pinch weld, because it just did not look good from the factory with that paint, the stock paint on there. It stood out. From here you can't even tell that it's, you know, any different than the frame. So it looks a lot better. Probably won't see it anyway, but we're gonna go ahead and try to install this here. It's the first time doing anything like this, so let's get to it. Okay, since we're starting on the driver's side, we're gonna go find the one that says front left. That is for the driver's side, if I did my hand thing correct. Yeah, obviously I know what says left. It says to put the clips into here, which should be easy because we've done that before. I believe it's that right there. Yeah, those locations right there. Put them in place and we'll catch up with you when they're in there. All right, so pretty easy. Just put them in there from the big hole into the small hole with the thread sticking into the frame here. All right, so I got this one on. It's a little bit of a hassle. You need an extension and the swivel on there with a 10mm socket up in the top up there. You can't even see anything. Let me turn on this light. It's up back there, you know, where you put your little clips. And then this one, you need to have a box wrench because whoever designed this was an absolute genius, and you can't fit a socket between that bolt and this. So time to move to the back one back here and we'll catch up you with that. All right, I got the backside driver on. I think now it's time to put the running boards on, so see you in that step. All right, I got the running boards mounted on. You just got to slide the things up under the underside here, put your Allen screws in, and tighten them down, get it centered the way you want it to be, and it should be able to support your weight. And they hang down way lower than the other ones to begin with. I mean, look at, that's like half the, it's like halfway down. That hang down like, yeah, over 6 inches for sure, I would think, or maybe right at it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely a lot lower than the old ones we had. And they'll tuck up, it'll be up here, and it won't be affecting ground clearance. So this is, I think, probably the best thing we've ever done for actual practicality on this thing. So, okay, on to the other side. We'll do the wiring later. So to install the brains or the controller, you put the clips in here and there, just like you did for these, and it goes in depending on what year you have. The 2015 through 2022, it goes on the driver's side, and on the newer ones it goes on the passenger side. Just depends on what side the battery's on. Should go in like this. So we'll catch up with you when that is installed. All right, so we got steps on passenger side as well. There is a separate bolt for the controller. That's in that other bag. They're slightly wider and shorter, and I didn't know that, so I had to replace them. You want to make sure the long bolts are in the steps, because otherwise it doesn't have as good of a, I guess, a grab on the frame or whatever it's on the body. So I'm not sure if I'll have a video of the wiring process, because my dad and my brother might do it while I'm at work tomorrow. So if that's the case, we'll see you when they're all wired up, and if not, I guess we'll see you when we're working on the wiring. So the next step after doing this, take this trim piece off. We got to get under here and drill a hole somewhere and bring it up. Trim piece, you pull up here, reach your hand in the back here, pull straight out, and pull the whole thing out. Should look like that. The next step is to pull the carpet out. Now again, this, if you have the battery on that side, you want to do everything on this side. The brains are on this side because all the electronic, the brains / controller, where is it? That thing needs to be on the side of the battery, which means everything that we're doing here is just battery side, depending on the year of your truck. So we'll pull this carpet out and we'll show you what to do next. So before we pulled the carpet out, we kind of laid all the wiring out from the 2015 through the 2022, because the battery is on the driver's side. All the labels from left and right are going to be reversed, so if it says left, it's going to be on the right side. And for the 23 through whenever the generation ends, when the battery's on the right side, this is going to be labeled correct. So just remember that. This here is what plugs into the controller that I just showed you, that's up underneath there. This is for the front, it says front right, but it's for the front left because the side of the battery is on. That motor right there, and that's for the lights. This is for the motor in the back, that one right there, and that's the lights for that one. This is for the motor on the other side and the lights for that one. The front motor on the other side and lights. Okay, then these wires that come out of here, these come through. This one is your on-off switch, and these are the magnets. The white and the brown are for the magnets on the doors that trigger the opening and closing. And then this goes on your battery all the way up to the front, like I said, because our battery is on the left side of this one. It's going to be on the left side of everything. So if you have a new one, everything that you see laid out is just going to flip this way, and that's the way it is. So it looks like a lot, but if you kind of just start spreading it out, it kind of starts making sense and is a little less intimidating. So you don't have to pull the carpet all the way out, but I just wanted to point something out in the instructions. That does not need to come through, we don't believe at this point, because it needs to connect to the steps down here, and if it's up in here, it can't really do that. So I don't know if that's just a representation showing you what hole it needs to go through, but that's not a great picture. Just the black kill switch wire and the two sensor wires need to come through. The white one goes to the opposite side that you're drilling through, because it's the longer one. Let me show you what we did underneath. We went from underneath here to drill the hole, because there is a wiring harness right there that we didn't want to drill through from the top. So I drilled through from here and came out at the top, obviously where you saw, and we still have the plug and everything under here ready to go on the steps.
So you can plug in and drill the hole.
And since you're only doing these small wires, they show to just pull the plug out. I wouldn't recommend doing that, because then you get all sorts of water under here. So just drill a hole through it. See if I can pull the carpet up a little bit. See? Drill a hole, do that, and we'll put silicone around it to make it waterproof, weatherproof, you know. So, yep, I guess we'll start plugging everything in then, and it should be getting ready to work here in a little bit. Alright, so we've got the wires plugged into the motor and into the controller all over underneath. Everything is opposite. So this says front right and it goes on the front left. Now front and back is the same, but left and right are opposite of what the instructions say, depending on what side your battery is on. And the instructions are made towards the one that have the battery on the right side, which is the 23 through, I guess now would be 24, 25 at the time of this video. So the 15 through 22s is going to be reversed from what the instructions say. But there it is underneath here. This is going to run up there, right there by the exhaust. We're probably going to put foil tape around it so that way it doesn't get too hot. And yeah, I think all we have to do now is run it through the fender well onto the battery and connect the sensors, which means we pulled off on this side, on passenger side as well, because we got to run the white wire underneath the carpet to that side to get the sensor over there. So catch up with you when that's done. So to get that wire through, it's not the easiest thing in the world. You got to have some long arms. but under the carpet, come out there, pull all the wire through, and have it go through. Probably tuck that in a little better back here, but through the center console. You see the other side there. Come around to that side. Comes through up there, underneath here, run it under here, come out here somewhere, and then we'll figure out where everything goes to get buttoned up. Then it's time to take your little magnets, put it on here in a place where you'll be able to put it on the door where it'll match up, and you gotta do the same thing front and back. And then I'll be doing that, and Dad's gonna be working on getting it on the battery. We might get this thing done before I go to work.
Well, the battery.
All right, so I ran it under here, up, just pull this out, through to the other side here. Here's the seatbelt thing. It's kind of a interesting job. You gotta finagle your way through there. Then all you gotta do is run it up, pull this out, pull that out, run that under, just like that, onto there, and then stick the other magnet in line with that, which you probably do some measuring or whatever on that. But I'm gonna work on putting this trim back together and putting the magnet on this door, and then we'll worry about doing this, and then hopefully he'll have the battery connected by then, so I can at least have one of these steps working before I leave to go to work. So I guess we'll catch up with you. I guess we'll be done with this side if I give you another update. Kill switch through here, up, fished around the dashboard, came up through the steering column, and right there. You want to make sure when you're installing these, if you're going to be working on it, you have it on, so that way they stay open while the doors are open. They don't close on your leg while you're on doing it or something. They should have a sensor, but you just never know. So we'll see if we can get it done. All right, it's nighttime. I'm gonna give them a try. They said that they buttoned them up while I was at work. Let's see. Oh shoot, that's pretty cool. Heck yeah. Get in here, close the door. That's not bad. Yeah, they get out pretty quick. Alright, so it's been a few days, and I have a few tips and some information I want to give to you. First tip is to get those on the right spot without having to measure. So as you can see, this right here is the sensor that's actually wired in. That up and down right there, the vertical, is the magnet. So take your little magnet, peel the 3M off the back, and just place it on there with the magnet and the sticky part sticking out. That's important. Alcohol wipe this spot. All you do is get it to here, and then close it quick, and it'll stick right to the door right there. And then all you have to do is push it down, and it's in place. And you can do that on all 4 doors, and as you can see, all 4 doors work perfectly fine. The second tip, I think I might have already said this, I'm not sure, but when you're installing it, don't tighten the bolts down under here. These bolts down here, leave those a little bit loose, tight enough so that way it's holding in place, but leave a little bit loose. And these bolts right there, leave those loose until it's completely installed, and then open and close the doors a couple times. Have the steps go up and down so that way it's not binded, because remember I told you it was binding earlier, and this was the side that wasn't great. You know, the gap was very large. Now we have a uniform gap all the way across, and it matches the other side. So all you have to do is leave them loose, and then you can tighten them down once you're done. And the third thing, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna measure how much they actually drop, because I know a lot of people have questions about that. I know we did. So let me get a measuring tape and I'll be right back. So on the driver's side, from the step up to right at the sill right there, looks about 11.5 inches, and then from the pinch weld looks to be just a hair under 7 inches, and then to this part just under 10, so 9 3/4 in the front, and it probably will be the same in the back, I would imagine. yeah, about 11.5 to this, and about 7.5 to the pinch weld, and just 9 3/4 on the back. So there you go. They drop quite a bit, actually. They drop a lot lower than these we had, which looked decent, I guess, but they looked too big for the truck of this size, and they hindered our off-road performance. So now we don't have to worry about scraping the steps, going over some ruts and stuff. So anyway, I think that's going to conclude this video. Hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit, answered some of your questions. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to respond to them. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Good luck if you decide to do this, and I'll see you guys next time.